Hey guys, it's Tarot and Beyond. In today's Pick a Card reading, we are looking at how you are the karma for someone else. So this was actually a concept that Spirit brought up for me today, and they were mentioning this through synchronicities and channeled information. And it really got me thinking, and they were like, you should probably do a reading on this. So here we are. We're going to be looking at whether you are good or bad karma for other people, or maybe a specific person, and how that karma plays out as well, or possibly why that karma is there in the first place. I'm not sure. We'll see what we're going to find out. But we have the three groups today. So group number 1 is the 3 people sitting on chairs. Group number 2 is the person walking down a path. And group number 3 is the pile of laundry. So if you feel called to more than one, that's fine. Just take messages from within the readings that you resonate with. Some people prefer to watch all the readings and feel into which ones resonate the most. Some people are called to one specific reading, and that's the message. So of course, always use your intuition and your inner guidance system as the compass to navigate through these readings. Make your selection. Use the timestamps in the description box or the chapters below to jump ahead to your reading or readings, and we'll see you there. All right, hi group number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the image of the 3 people in the chairs, and the prompt that Spirit had me use to generate this image was body language. That's it. It was just body language, and this is what the AI spit out. And the AI will always spit out like 4 images, and Spirit will tell me which one is relevant to the reading or which one I'm meant to use. And this one was the one where it was like 2 people in the chairs, right, as you're looking at it, and the person, the woman on one side, kind of with her arms crossed. So clearly there's 2 people who are interested in communicating something to her, and she's feeling defensive or she's feeling blocked or something like that. So it was interesting that that's what this came back with. And since we're talking about how you are how you are karma for this other person, I'm really interested to see kind of which side of the fence this is going to fall on. So let's get some cards. I don't have anything pre-pulled today, but I did grab some decks that Spirit called me to. So we're going to start with the Egypt Star Oracle. Thank you to the donor who sent this deck in. I feel this one. Development and growth. Okay, interesting image there. We'll do one more from this deck. Salvation. Okay. I'm going to get some from the Wisdom of the Oracle as well. Go the distance. Message in a bottle. I feel this one as well. Deep knowing. I haven't seen this card come out in a really long time. So I'm also taking note of that. This could be karma that has been developing or growing for a really long time. You haven't seen any sort of head or tail. You weren't able to make head or tails of it, or there was something about it where it wasn't clear for a really long time. That's kind of what initially I'm getting here, but I'm not sure yet. So let's get more information. You are worth it. Make a wish. Be gentle with yourself. Okay. So just initially, I still want to get more cards. I feel like I'm just not getting something super clear like I sometimes do right off the bat. I'm getting sort of mixed signals here, which is interesting because what we're talking about, or the prompt for your reading, was body language. So there's something about mixed signals. Maybe somebody misread your body language or these messages. So the communication was off or something like this. And I think you had to learn that you were worth gentle treatment, that you were worth very high level communication. And I think this other person, if we're talking about a specific person, really wished for someone to come and save them. We have trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. Interesting that we have salvation and faith with the trust card. Whoa, I just got like randomly dizzy. So, dizziness is like ungroundedness. Okay, so there's something here about feeling ungrounded around other people, or other people looking for salvation from you, wanting to communicate with you, wanting to go the difference. What were these people, or what was this person learning? Worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Literally just asked, what are you learning? And it says that right in the card. That is so cool. I love that when Spirit does that. So anyway, worry and trust. Learning to trust your inner knowing when it comes to the messages that are being communicated to you. Now, I'm feeling like you were their karma in the sense that you saying no and embodying your own inner knowing actually taught this other person karmically that they need to communicate more clearly and that they need to work on their boundaries. I'm getting that kind of a situation here where, say, for example, somebody approached you and they were not operating from this inner gentleness or something. It's like they were looking for something out of you. They wanted something from you. They were really only thinking about themselves. And despite the fact that this challenged you to uphold some boundaries or to say no to something that maybe you previously wished for or thought that you wanted, I'm seeing that it taught you, okay, so like your part of the karma here, group number 1, is that it taught you to stand up for yourself. It taught you to save yourself and not to save other people or give to people who really don't give anything back to you. Kitties meowing in the background, kitties for confirmation. It taught you to trust yourself above all else and to actually listen to your intuition, because there's something here about like your own wisdom and deep inner knowing that you were sort of blocked with. And this person was a challenge or a karmic lesson for you as much as it was for them around listening to what your needs are. And the development and growth card is really standing out to me. Like there's a cow, mother cow feeding the baby cow, and then there's this human drinking the milk, and it's like, that's not your milk, guy, that's his milk. So what are you doing? You're not even the same species. I won't get into that, but it's like somebody wanted something from you that was not made for them. They were only thinking about themselves and their needs. They were looking for you to save them, and it wasn't really appropriate. So you kind of like had to say no and cut something off that maybe this person or even you perhaps wanted to go the distance with, but you needed to trust yourself and to let go. And then as a result of that, I'm seeing the wind sort of carrying things away, like this thing here, wind is carrying it away, and then the wind in the sails here. So it's something about the wind carrying something away. Maybe it carried you away. Maybe it carried the love away. We have shark with survival and power, and the shark card can talk about like predatory things, people preying on you or wanting something from you. And that's kind of what I'm getting here in this karmic pattern, is like this person needed to learn where they had inappropriate boundaries and were kind of preying off of people energetically. And so you had to stand your ground and say no to this person and not allow fear to govern your response, and instead trust your body, because your body is where your intuition can speak through. Your body will tell you if something feels wrong. Even just paying attention to your own body language can be so helpful in determining what is actually going on and what you're feeling or picking up on. Like if you cross your arms in front of someone, chances are good that you don't feel fully safe to be open and vulnerable with that person for whatever reason. It could be on you, it could be on them, or both. But I'm seeing here that this whole lesson for this other person and your karma And you showing up as karma for this person was to teach them that they can't just get whatever they want. Whoa, you've got the witch card with magic and curse. And like the fact that Kitty is going crazy in this reading, I don't know if the microphone is picking it up as loud as I'm hearing it, but she's like going crazy outside the door right now, and she never does this. It's like she's trying to get in. She's like, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. And that's kind of what I'm getting from this other person. Like their energy was very desperate, like, save me, pay attention to me, listen to me, calling all the time or texting all the time or showing up at your door or like taking from you a lot is kind of what it feels like energetically. They're just taking from you a lot and in an inappropriate way. And so you showing up as their karma, saying no, putting your foot down and standing in your power was actually the most compassionate thing you could do for yourself. It also taught you how worthy you are of the right relationships and the right connections and the right type of communication. And it taught them that they need to focus more on their deep inner knowing. Because I mean, despite the fact that we have these two slightly darker cards with the shark and the witch, I do feel like this person didn't necessarily know what they were doing. Like, they were just kind of acting compulsively from this unconscious place of like, I don't have what I need, so I need to take it, but not really being aware that that's what's going on. And, it's like all very subliminal. And this person actually learned from you. They're showing me the trees growing out of her head hair here, so as hair. So it's like this person actually learned a lot from you through your embodiment of this deep inner knowing. Sometimes we don't teach people through what we say. Sometimes we teach people through what we don't say and what we do instead, and essentially just who we are. So there's something about your own personal development that was part of this person's karma in teaching them that they need to communicate differently and they needed to reprioritize their intentions and bring to awareness some areas where they were not coming from a place of alignment. So it's not like they were coming from this attacking energy. It's more like this energy of they didn't trust themselves. Like if I had to summarize it, I would say that this other person in the situation did not trust themselves to provide for themselves or to save themselves or to be the person that they felt like they needed to be. And so they saw that in you and latched onto it and tried to unconsciously like pull that from you or get what they needed from you, but that was never going to satisfy their own personal development and growth, because you can't grow by latching onto someone else. You can only grow by embodying those traits yourself. And so that's what you were for this person. Your karma in their life, or their karma, I should say, through you, was you teaching them through your embodiment of self-compassion to trust yourself, your inner knowing, listen to your own intuition and say no to them. And kind of like, I'm seeing like ghosting. You may have ghosted someone, cut them off, blocked them. Like somebody, they thought that they were going to go the distance with you. Like if, let's say, for example, this was a romantic connection, they were like, we're going to go the long haul, we're going to get married, all this stuff. And then all of a sudden you ghosted them as an act of self-compassion, and they were calling, but it was just going to voicemail, or it was not going through at all. And it doesn't have to be that exact situation, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Yeah. And through that, you actually broke some karma for yourself too. Like I'm seeing that there was some curse here. There was some, and curses are not something to be feared. It's just negative karma. That's really what curses are. And that can be negative karma projected onto us or something we've created for ourselves. But either way, it's in our personal empowerment, development, and growth to be able to deal with these things, make them conscious, and then choose other things that clear it. So I'm seeing that there was some kind of like a karmic curse here around self-worth. And so if you had struggled in the past with setting a boundary, saying no, like if you were easily manipulated by guilt or by they just said pity party. Okay, they gave me the phrase pity party. So like if somebody, like guilting you, somebody feeling really down on themselves and asking for help, but in a way that was dependent and not self-empowered, you had to learn here to let people go through their own development. And it's like you had to step back perhaps from being a bit of an enabler to being somebody who fully trusts that other person will figure it out for themselves in the right time, and not worrying about it, trusting that there's a divine plan to this and that person is a divine creator and so are you, and also honoring your needs above all else, right? So it's a very kind of complex situation that I'm seeing here, group number one. I feel like I'm explaining it in pieces, but hopefully you can kind of put it together, especially if this is resonating for you. I'm sure that you'll be able to see how this played out for you. And it may be a little different than what I'm describing, but the vibe of it is like very much about self-worth and personal empowerment. You taught them to recognize that. All right. Let me see if there's anything else Spirit wants to talk about here in regard to how you are this person's karma. Oh, they just showed me doesn't change an outcome. They took me to that line, doesn't change an outcome. So it's kind of like you had to learn that you couldn't change the outcome for this other person. And they had to learn that too, that going to other people for empowerment outside of themselves is not going to help them to change or grow. It's like they had to learn to believe in themselves. And I think in this situation, they kind of had to learn that the hard way. It's like whatever they seeded would grow. So like, let's say, for example, that they had really negative thoughts. That's what would grow. And then if they grew a whole bunch of crap that they didn't want, then they turn around and come to you and be like, and vent or dump on you or ask for you to solve it. But then they wouldn't actually do anything about it. And it's like, they saw your wisdom, they saw your power, they saw your compassion, and they were like, oh, this person will know how to fix it. This person will know what to do. But then the person we're talking about here didn't actually do anything to change it. And so you being like, no, it kind of forced them, I think, to reassess what they were creating and take responsibility. It's like they needed to take responsibility for their own shit, basically. And change what they were creating out of that. Yeah. That's basically it, group number one. Like that's really what I'm seeing here, is that you taught this person, or you mirrored back to this person, I should say. You mirrored back to this person the fact that they needed to figure this out for themselves. And that actually did help them to develop and grow, even if they were uncomfortable doing that, even if they cried a bunch, or even if they had a temper tantrum. Eventually they learned that they need to be independent. They need to rely on themselves. They need to be able to trust themselves to be able to make these aligned choices and to communicate in healthier ways and to not rely on other people for their needs, basically. All right, so that is what I have for you today, group number one. Thank you so much for being here on the channel. I hope you're enjoying the readings. If you guys are looking for more in-depth personal guidance, I am a spiritual mentor. I have skills in Reiki healing, Akashic reading, psychic and intuitive readings, obviously using cards and tarot as well. So if you guys are in need of any support in your ascension process, your own spiritual growth and development, I actually do specialize also in karmic clearing and learning to work with your own personal karma. So if you need help with that, let me know. The link to book a session with me is in the description box below. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number two. Welcome to your reading. You chose this image of the person walking down a path in moonlight, and it reminds me so much of the Eight of Cups in the tarot, which can be about kind of walking away from something that's unfulfilling or going on a journey to find something that is going to really truly fulfill you, bring you a sense of completion or fulfillment. And something that's actually going to give you a sense of contentment. So I'm interested to see how this image and this prompt, which was walking down a path, I think the prompt for this one was choosing a path, a person choosing a path. So I feel like we're going to get some more information about how you were this other person's karma in regard to them choosing a path. Care and nurturing. Okay, I actually feel that's the only card from that deck, so we're going to move to the next one. We've got several decks that Spirit has guided us to today. Oh, orphaned. Wow, this is powerful. Okay, so care and nurturing, and then orphaned. I mean, being orphaned is not having the care and nurturing that you need. So I'm already starting to see 6 and 5. It's like a countdown. What is this, Spirit? Mending. Yeah, it's like healing from the orphan wound. You know, that orphan wound is such a deep one in a lot of people here in the earth realm. A lot of light workers really struggle with the orphan wound, incarnating into families where there was not enough love, compassion, nurturing, and then having to heal from that to really continue the ascension process and the reintegration process of its personal empowerment. So I'm seeing that you were this person's sort of catalyst for that. It's almost like I'm getting like mother energy here. So this actually may be karma with a mother. Round and round. Yeah, this went on for lifetimes. Like you may have even traded positions back and forth, being the child and then the mother and then the mother and then the child with this other person. You know, that happens. I've seen that a lot in past life Akashic readings where we alternate roles from lifetime to lifetime depending on what the karmic sort of stamp is in the blueprint at the time. So there's, okay, this one card was underneath on the second deck that I wasn't going to get to yet, but let's take a look. Surrender. I can release my need to control. These two cards, for some reason, almost like look similar to me right now. I know they're not really the same, but they look similar. Yeah, okay, we'll take those 3. Laughter. Maintain your childlike spirit. Yeah, this is definitely a child wound, a childhood wound. And empowerment. Okay. So I feel group number 2 that this was a karmic relationship with a mother. And I feel like you actually taught your mother how to become more childlike or how to heal her own relationship with herself, like her inner child. So you may be the daughter or the son in this situation, but you actually acted as more of a caregiver for your parent than the other way around. Because I'm getting that your parent had a really deep wound around being orphaned, whether they were actually an orphan or they had emotionally neglectful parents, or they were just, you know, or physically absent parents. You know, there's so many things that can manifest into this orphan wound, and it doesn't necessarily have to be because the person was actually literally orphaned or because the parents were malicious. Sometimes it's just this like self-neglect or self-abandonment or overwhelm or overwork that can lead to these situations where the child isn't given what they need. So it feels like you taught your parent. I mean, I'm feeling mother energy, but it could be either or. You taught your parent how to laugh again. You taught your parent how to come back to their inner child, how to heal and to empower themselves, going from this like dark state of mind to a much lighter one. I just want to get those cards out because I was feeling them. But I want to show you guys how, like what I'm seeing here, what I'm being shown. See how gray it is here, dark and dismal. And then same thing over here, but she's looking this way into the sunshine. And as I was saying that, the camera was at 555. 555 is about change. It's about growth. And this is actually the number 5 card. Yeah, so 5s are very significant here. We've also got 52 and 25. Look at that. I just noticed it's like mirroring energy. 52, 25. 5s could have been significant to this person. 52 or 25 could have been significant ages. 5 and 6 could have been significant ages as well, or number codes. So basically, like, your karma with this parent was to help them to surrender and let go of this need for control that really stemmed from a wounded inner child and a lack of care and nurturing in their early childhood development. So you teaching them how to let go, how to trust again, how to laugh, how to have fun, how to heal, how to mend, how to see the more optimistic sides of life. It's like, it honestly, it feels like you gave them hope, group number 2. Like, you gave this parent hope. And I think that's beautiful. Honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. This is technically a romance deck, but we're just going to look at it in terms of, the reading context. Unrequited love. Yeah, that's what the orphan wound comes from, is unrequited love. But in the orphan wound, it's like from a parent not feeling loved or actually not being loved by the parent. This is like you helped them to heal their relationship with themselves. You helped them to nurture and reparent their inner child. By parenting you, it's almost like it gave them a second chance at being a child again. And it also taught them how to nurture and heal and mend this relationship with their own inner child, which they didn't know what to do because they weren't modeled that or they weren't taught that. And so this karma had been going on for lifetimes is actually what I'm seeing. Many, many lifetimes that this parent was stuck in this wounded orphan blueprint or archetype, and then kept manifesting into or incarnating into these realities where they were not loved, and they experienced a lot of neglect. And so you just, like, you gave them faith again, is what it feels like. You gave them hope. You renewed their heart. You opened their heart. You helped them to heal. They saw the innocence in you, and that reactivated the innocence within them, which was tainted by a lot of this pain and suffering in these previous lifetimes. Oh my God, this is huge. This is really positive karma that you brought to your parent. I'm getting full shivers. I don't know if you can actually see that, but I've got like goosebumps, or as my friend calls them, truth bumps. Sarah Ariana over on her channel, she calls them truth bumps. And yeah, that's see, there they are again. So it's like this is the energy moving through the body, and it feels so profound that the nervous system gets activated from it. So it's beautiful when that happens. Nourishment and transformation with the scarabs. Scarabs could have been significant. Ancient Egypt could have been one of the initial timelines where this individual, where this person, this soul, the mother or the father, got hurt. Scarabs could have been really significant. Yeah. So nourishment, being cared and nurtured and having the right nourishment for the heart, for the soul, allowed for this transformation to unfold and the real worth and value to be revealed. Wow. Birds, news and messages. You were a messenger for this person, for this parent or this caregiver. You were a messenger for them. You brought them truth from the higher realms, is what Spirit is telling me. And it was through your innocence. They keep showing me that. It's like you staying true to your heart, you being open to the world, you being willing to be honest and vulnerable and caring and compassionate, and seeing the lighter side of life. It's like it helped them to become that too, to remember that part of themselves that they lost. Choices, indecision, and the triangle. The triangle always reminds me of the Trinity. So it's like Father, Son, Holy Spirit, or Mother, Father, Holy Child. So there's something about like these 3 points of consciousness that you helped to reunite within this person, this parent or parent-like figure. And if this is not a parent, this could have been a parent in a past life, reincarnated as a friend or as a significant other. Sometimes we'll do that too. Like we play all sorts of different roles. We will alternate at soul level. We're all just like actors on a stage playing these different characters. And so there was a lot of indecision in this person's life, and you really helped them to get reconnected with themselves so that they could really surrender this need. I'm getting like they had so much fear. They had so much of like this grasping energy onto things outside of them. They tried to control everything, and that actually just made it worse because they would get really hung up on the hardships of life and miss out on all the fun and the relaxation and the ease that life can have if we come from this maintenance of the inner aligned self, like this childlike spirit, this trust, this optimism, this positivity. And so I see that you helped this person to make decisions in some way, or you taught them to make decisions for themselves by bringing awareness to some of these karmic patterns that they were faced with around their own inner wounding. And this person may have been a bit of a control freak, like a little bit of a micromanager, but you helped them in some way to kind of get over that a little bit, or to see it at the very least. Like at the very least, just bringing awareness to it. That is a huge breakthrough. Even if the person is not able to change it in the lifetime, having awareness of it will carry over in the soul blueprint, in the Akashic field, so that next time they will have an easier time bringing it back up into awareness and then continuing on with that lesson. So you really helped them to see something, and you helped them to release some karma that they had around, feels like chaos, like fearing that things were always going to fail, or feeling like the other shoe was going to drop. Maybe they were in abusive relationships. That's kind of what it feels like. They didn't get the care and nurturing, and they may have not even, like there's 2 types of wounding around the orphan, right? There's the one side, which is just not receiving the care and not receiving the nurturing and not having your needs met, which is like neglect. That's really bad. And then there's the other side of it, which can be receiving the wrong kind of care, the wrong kind of nourishment, which can be like abuse. So I mean, those are extreme, but like those are the 2 sort of sides of it. So I'm seeing that this person kind of alternated between those in different lifetimes, and they got really stuck in that pattern, and they felt completely cut off from this inner innocence and the inner child and the light. Like you brought the light back out, you see, like it was eclipsed, and you came into their life as their child or as their friend or their partner, or whatever role you played in this lifetime, and you helped them to see the light of day. What a gift. Oh my God. And you set them on this path. They're just reminding me, I completely forgot that the image that you guys chose was the path, the person walking on the path, working their way along that karmic path. And it was like choosing this path was what you helped them to do. You helped them to see it so they could choose it for themselves, the path of healing. Wow. You helped them to get unstuck, is what it feels like. You help them to free themselves, which is a big deal when it comes to karma, because when we get stuck in karmic loops like that, it can go on for a while, and the longer it goes on for, the harder it can get. Like when I do karmic clearing and stuff like that, ideally we want that karma to be from like 3 to 5 lifetimes at the most, right? The sooner we can deal with that karma in terms of the lifetime trajectory, the easier it will be to clear it out. The longer it sits there, the more resistant it becomes. You know, it's like it gets petrified in the soul blueprint, and you can still clear it out, but it's kind of like, you know, old habits die hard kind of thing. And so I've seen like some rare cases of like 20, 30, 40, 50 lifetimes ago having this pattern continuing from there. And it's not like it's not like it gets activated and then it stays dormant for 50 lifetimes. Like it will in some way present itself and repeat and repeat and repeat over all of those lifetimes. So it gets a little bit it gets hard to see outside of that paradigm. You get like stuck in this matrix of this problem because it's all you've seen for lifetimes. Imagine more than just one lifetime. I know we kind of tend to think in terms of just this one life, but like imagine it from this higher soul perspective, getting stuck in that for like 50 lifetimes. That's a lot. It's really hard, real hard to clear that. And so what I'm seeing and what I'm saying here, group number 2, is like it's very profound what you were able to shift within this person, because you helped them to realize this karma on some level. Even if it was subconscious, you helped them to see it through your relationship dynamic. And what you awakened within this person helped them to shift this pattern, and they will be able to heal it going forward. So you really were like a messenger of God in their life. You really came in here as this magical child to break this cycle. Yeah, I feel like you were the cycle breaker that your parent tried to be but couldn't, or this person tried to be but couldn't. And it's like you showed them how to do it. You gave them the template or the blueprint. And I've said this before in other readings, I'll say it again. People are portals. And when we are ready to be activated by someone, they will be attracted into our life, either as a friend or a spouse or just a random person, or as a child or as a parent. At soul level, we'd be attracted to that soul or that person because they will give us access to this different state of consciousness, this different operating system of being. When we are in proximity to someone, especially when we love them, we're very close energetically, we merge fields. And because of that, if you are at this high vibration and this person was stuck in this low vibration, you helped to open the door to them to come up into the higher vibration and then to maintain that to some degree going forward for themselves. You taught them to love again, is what I just heard from Spirit. You taught them to love again. Wow. Specifically to love themselves. You may have even helped this person to walk away from a really toxic relationship. I just got that message as well. You may have helped them indirectly to make a very important decision for themselves. I don't think you would have been the one who said you need to do this or you need to do that. It's just like you mirrored something back to them. You embodied some specific trait or some deep knowing or some, inner wisdom. And through that, they were able to see the path that they hadn't seen before and then take that first step onto it to walk away from like a toxic or abusive relationship or, that's what it feels like. Let's say, for example, the father was abusive and this was your mother that we're talking about. She may have walked away from the father, divorced the father, something like that, because she needed to heal that wound. Or something like that. If this was a friend, same thing. It would be like you just embodying your own truth and helping to open up that healing for this person may have helped them to walk away from a dysfunctional relationship. And that, like, I cannot overstate how powerful this is for this person. Like, you were part of their getting back onto their dharmic path, their positive karmic path. You helped them to shift something that was stuck for a really long time. And they are free now going forward to be able to explore these higher expressions of their truth. Is really quite profound, group number 2, really, really quite profound. So beautiful, absolutely beautiful reading. You were not bad karma for this person. You were like the best possible karma for this person. You were a blessing. All right, so that is what I see for you, group number 2. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I very much did. It resonated with me deeply as well. So thank you for being here on the channel, allowing me to do these readings for you. If you do need additional, more personal support, I am a spiritual mentor. I specialize in karmic clearing, energy healing, Akashic reading, ascension support, intuitive development, psychic expansion, and all that good stuff. So if you guys resonate with me as a support for you and you are needing something, my link to the services that I provide are in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the image here of the laundry pile. So that was literally just the prompt that Spirit gave. It was literally just laundry pile. So there's something about perhaps cleaning something up around you being this karma for this person. You may have helped somebody to organize their life, or to clean or to purify something. Because when I think of laundry, especially laundry piled up, it's like, is it dirty laundry that's piled up that needs to be cleaned? There's a lot of stagnant energy, or it's, there's like things that need to be washed away. Or is it clean laundry that's just been, fresh out of the dryer and it's ready to be folded and put away? So I feel like there's something about this sort of process of cleaning things up and getting things organized that you helped this person with, or that you brought into their life. But let's get some cards on it. So what were you karma wise for this person? Chaos. Yeah, I mean, when we're talking about a pile of dirty laundry specifically, it does feel chaotic. Like if you have a pile of dirty laundry sitting in the corner of your room, it can actually build up chaos energy, because it's not organized and it's dirty and it's stagnating. So it starts to kind of scatters the energy in the room. You have accomplishment as well. Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like you helped this person to clean something up or to accomplish something, that it's like bringing order from chaos. Truth and justice. Yeah, order. That's exactly what I was just saying. You helped this person to create balance in their life, taking something that was really out of order and bringing it back into balance again. Okay, what was this? What was this situation? Never-ending story. This card comes out when something just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating, and it's like it's really hard to find that one thread to pull to get things unraveled in a good way, right? Like it's like everything is a tangled knot, and there needs to be this thread of direction to find the conclusion, or to create the conclusion. So I feel like this person really struggled with, it feels like this person really struggled with kind of like getting their shit together. I gotta say, like this person really struggled with just following through on things almost, it's like they really had a hard time. They had a very chaotic mind is what they're showing me. Yeah, because see the way she's holding her head like that? I feel like this person was plagued, or is plagued, with a lot of negative thoughts or mental overwhelm. And I know, as someone, who struggles with that kind of thing myself, when you're mentally overwhelmed, the physical chores in the house will be the first thing to go. Like I know when I'm mentally overwhelmed, when my laundry piles up and I don't clean my kitchen and everything starts to go to shit, because I'm like, I physically can't do those things because the mind is messy. And then, the outside just reflects the inside. So it's like this person was stuck in that kind of a loop, and in some way you showed them that. It's like you mirrored it back to them, or you were like I feel like you were a supporter for them. Like I'm seeing these people carrying the palanquin, and it's kind of like you supported them in a period where they really could not support themselves. And I think by doing so, you really did help them to kind of break the cycle, or break the pattern of being stuck in that overwhelm. The fates, I was talking about threads, because that's what they were showing me clairvoyantly, was like a tangled thread, and then finding that one thread and pulling it out. And the fates, like especially in Greek mythology, the fates always had like their threads. It was the life thread. So there's something about threads, like how things are connected. That was really important. I mean, this was obviously a karmic fated connection, whatever the relationship dynamic was. It was fated, obviously. It's very clear. Happy. Your karma with this person was that you unlocked something for them. It's like they were anxious and depressed, and I just got the words. Okay. Can we even say that on the internet anymore? I don't know. They had thoughts of taking, what is the phrase that all the youngins are using on the TikTok? Unaliving. Yeah, like this person had thoughts about unaliving themselves because they were stuck in these chaotic mental loops, and for some reason, you were attracted into their life. You were with them in this lifetime to help them to get out of this pattern worth waiting for. You were worth waiting for. You see the never-ending story, the hourglass there? Is they were waiting for you at soul level to help them to get out of this mess. I mean, it's not like you came in and cleaned the mess up for them, but it's kind of like you helped to lift them up above the mess, to give them a bit of a respite, at least enough of a respite to be able to address their issues or what was going on. Yeah, this was very divinely timed. Divine timing is at work in your life. I mean, that's what happens with fate, right? It's like it's very divinely timed, very divinely timed. And you are here to help this person. I almost want to say people. I mean, I am getting this one person vibe, like specifically one person. Could even be like a sister or a brother, but it could really be anyone. But I'm seeing like you actually do this type of thing for a lot of people, group number 3. So you have this tendency to attract people who are overwhelmed or really stuck in these chaotic patterns, and you kind of help to give them a boost out of that. Energetically. I mean, you don't even really have to do anything to change their life. It's just kind of like you are this karmic balancer, and God will kind of like send you in, or the universe will send you in when this person is fated to have an opportunity to break free. It's like they've earned the opportunity to break free. Then you go in and kind of launch them up, or you like springboard them to a different level where they will have the opportunity to be released. It's like you open up these windows, these escape routes for people from these never-ending patterns that they kind of get stuck in. You're an angel in disguise is what they just said to me. And then they showed me these 2 angels, with their sheets on. It was like, you're an angel in disguise. You're an earth angel, and you're sent into people's lives in very fated points in their trajectory, in their karmic journeys. And you help to balance things out. Like, you can't balance anyone else's karma. That's like, nobody can balance someone else's karma. But what we can do is we can catalyze the awakening of that person, or the energetic shift in that person, to help them to clear their own karma or to balance their own karma out. So I feel like you uplifted them in some way, and the happiness feeling here, it's like you physically almost like lifted them up energetically. It's like you may have physically lifted them up, but it's like you actually energetically lifted them up out of this funk that they were in, and it really did help them to break out of the chaos pattern. Codependency, addictions may have been a struggle for them as well. If they were really depressed, anxious, in that very low vibey energy, you helped them to heal this on some level. You helped them to see this, or you helped to raise them up out of it. Here on the bottom, we have heart-to-heart conversations. I feel like you really had a good conversation with this person. You were attracted to this person for this divinely fated reason. And you were honest with them. You were very truthful. I mean, that's what truth and justice is all about, right? It's like the truth, speaking the truth, even if it wasn't necessarily what this person wanted to hear. You may have like had an intervention for this person, or confronted them if they were struggling with addiction or struggling with these codependent types of behavioral patterns that kept them in these low states of being, these really dark, depressive states. You may have actually just lovingly, compassionately been like, hey, this is what I'm seeing, and I feel like this is what you're needing. I'll give you a boost. I won't do it for you, because that would just enable the codependency, but I'm going to help you to see it, or I'm going to help you to shift it. And then it's like, okay, now you can go off and do that on your own. So I don't know if this person took I wanted to say took the bait, but like in a good way. It's like you're not fishing to hurt them. You're like fishing to pull them up into a higher state of being, And I don't know if they took that bait and really benefited from it, but you gave them the opportunity either way. And if you're doing this for multiple people, again, I don't think it's going to work every single time. I don't think that some people will, like, you'll dangle that bait of truth, or you'll dangle that bait of happiness and joy, and they won't come. They'll be resolved to their pain or suffering, and they'll choose to stay there at soul level. Some souls will do that. It's their own free will. We can't impede that. We can't interfere with that if that's what they choose. We kind of have to let them crash and burn, because the soul has chosen that. But there's always there's always room to heal. It's maybe just not in this lifetime. But I'm seeing that you gave this person a leg up or a way out. And the imagination card is here. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Yeah, so I feel like you helped them to get back in touch with a higher aspect of their mind instead of the negative imagination of internal chaos and the mind ruling the reality in a negative way with fear. And I'm getting like OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, really like negative thoughts, intrusive or impulsive thoughts, really, really dark things. It's like you helped to open them up to creative potential, the creative power of the imagination to shape and create reality from these higher vibrational states, which instead of creating chaos, create order. Yeah. We do have forgiveness on the bottom of the deck as well. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So you may have taught this person to forgive themselves or to forgive other people who had hurt them, to allow them to overcome some of these things that they were struggling with. Let's see. 3, 4, they said. Okay. 4. Bear, yeah. Strength and resourceful. I feel like you are such a strong person, group number 3, and you are the strength for other people. You help them to balance things when they can't carry the weight on their own. It's like these people, I said purple, that's so weird. Purple could be significant. Anyway, there's something about like you help these people to find a way out. I'm almost getting like they're showing me in my mind clairvoyantly like an AA meeting. It's like having a sponsor, like somebody who's been through it and is recovered and then helps you to do the same thing. It's kind of like that, and like finding the positive things in life again and seeing the world in a different way and creating an entirely new life. I don't know if that's literal. It could just be a metaphor for kind of the energy signature of this, but that's kind of the karma, is like that you are attracted into people's lives who are fated to have or to receive an option for a second chance. It's like you give them that out, and if they take it, it's up to them. Whoa, strength and strength. You have strength twice back to back with the lion and the bear, and success and accomplishment here. It's like you help people to get out of those funks and to do it successfully. They said you're a master at this at soul level, group number 3. You're a master at this. So you are, you're one of those souls who goes in and saves people when they can. It's not like you're saving these people. I don't like that terminology. The reason being is because it can be a little bit codependent. Like I'm the savior. I need to save people. We get that like hero complex. But no. What I mean is that you are there to give those people the option to save themselves. Yeah. Anchor, stability and security. What do you need amidst the chaos, right? The stable point to focus on. So that's what I mean. You give people an anchor point energetically to connect to. It's like you throw out this anchor. No, hold on. Let me fix that statement. Okay. What they're showing me clairvoyantly in my mind is you being stably anchored to the one particular timeline where there's a lot of happiness and balance and truth and success, okay? And very open-hearted, positive thoughts, etc. 90% of the time, let's say. Nobody's perfect. But anyway, you hold that frequency energetically, all right? And then you cast out this line. And the people who are ready to receive the option to come out of the funk that they've been in energetically and karmically will be attracted to that line that you've tossed out energetically, and then you pull them up. It's like you hoist them out of the drowning in the ocean and you put them on the boat, and you're like, okay, we're sailing to new land. Are you going to come? Are you going to start to get your shit together. It's up to you. No judgment if you don't, but like, here's your chance. And so you teach them, you might even teach them how to do that. You might be a mentor or somebody who works with people in that way, because they did give us the example of like a sponsor. So you might be somebody who did that for yourself. Like, you may have struggled with this stuff too. And if you did, there's a reason for that. That's why it was fated for you to experience that, so that you could help these people. It's like you needed to have the sort of hands-on practical experience to be able to do this job, which you were meant for at soul level, because this is your expertise. This is your area of soul development. So, you're a stable anchor point for these people. You are very strong at soul level, group number 3, like so strong, strength, and stability and security. I mean, come on, you're so strong. Oh, yes. And this is why you've got dolphins, playfulness, cooperation. Dolphins always remind me of the happy card, and you've got the imagination. Dolphins are like that too. So your high vibration is very strong. Your playfulness, like your ability to stay in alignment with that highest truth, is really, really strong. And that's why you do this role. That's why you are this option for people to be able to springboard out of their dysfunction and to clean up their lives, literally like the laundry pile, cleaning up their lives, getting things together, creating order, creating systems and structures, and reconnecting to things that feel more empowering. Yeah. So you really unlock that for people, group number 3. And there's definitely one person here that I'm getting strongly, but I think, like I said, you do this for a lot of people. Yeah, friends, family, business associates. Maybe you even do this for a career or a job, like being it could be in anything, right? But like the traditional roles would be like a therapist, a caregiver, a social worker, maybe like a spiritual mentor or healer of some kind, right? Like there's so many ways that this could come about. But I'm seeing either way, whatever you're doing, whatever field you do it in, or even if it's just through like friends and family, you do it because it's your soul calling. Like that's what you do at soul level. And yeah, you're good at it. You're very good at it. So that's really what I see for you, group number 3. You are the strength that teaches others to be strong and to get themselves out of these imbalanced situations. All right, so that is what I see for you, group number 3. I hope you enjoyed the reading. You are very positive karma for people, so not a bad thing at all. Very good, very good. Thank you so much for being here in the reading. If you are, for some reason, on the other end of this, and you're the person who needs the help, I am one of those mentors that's like in this group. Or even if you are a mentor and you need a mentor, we all do, right? Like no man is an island, no woman is an island. We all need support sometimes. So if you guys do need anything from me and you resonate with me as a support system, I do have resources available through my mentorship sessions. It's a container in which I can use any of the various skills that I've developed over the years, including but not limited to tarot and oracle readings, psychic healing, spiritual channeled messages and guidance from spirit, Reiki healing, Akashic reading, karmic clearing, all that good stuff. So yeah, link is in the description box if you're interested. And if not, we will see you in the next reading. I love you guys. Bye.